Hi, I'm Jesse. The first video I want to talk about is how to react if people say something stupid to you. So this is quite a simple topic, but I will try to answer how you could respond or not respond in a good way. So, okay, let's say you are at school or at your job or at the university and somebody says something stupid about you, to you. Okay, um, this is not a problem if you don't care at all. Then it's not a problem. But when you are in some way offended or your mood gets worse, then it's kind of a problem. A good way to start solving the problem of you not feeling offended by somebody that says something stupid to you is by trying to understand why the person is saying that to you. Also trying to understand why you get offended yourself. But let's start with understanding why somebody says something stupid to you. Usually when people say hateful things to you, they are either afraid of you or kind of there's something wrong with the person itself. So you should not take it personally when somebody says something stupid to you, of course. The person in question is maybe jealous of you. That's why he or she says like, oh, what a stupid bike you have or something. Then it's kind of obvious because it's a really nice bike that you just got from as a present or something. And then it's quite obvious that they are just jealous. So why should you be offended when somebody is jealous and says something stupid to you? Because you know they're just kind of jealous that you have such a nice bike. Maybe then you can just laugh about it because you say, oh, okay, I have a nice bike and now I know that you would also like to have such a bike. You can even say like, try to solve the situation by saying, do you want to make a little ride on this bike? You can try it out. You can even go to the supermarket with the bike if you like it. And maybe they will say yes, and then when they come back, they say like, "Oh, that's such a nice bike." Okay, then you solve that problem. So okay, it can be jealousy, but the more general form is fear. Like they are kind of afraid that you are in a better situation than they are. So that's jealousy. Hate is also fear of that the other person is in a better situation than you are. Has more resources from a kind of evolutionary perspective, a very general evolutionary perspective. When you hate somebody, it's usually because you are afraid that the other person has more resources than you have. And with resources, I mean food, shelter, energy, contacts, luxury, freedom, materialistically, like houses, cars, power, knowledge. You are afraid that the other person is in some way better than you, and more importantly, that you will not have enough of these resources, such as not enough money, not enough power, not enough freedom. That can cause feelings of hatred, but that's really more a manifestation of the fear that's inside the person. So fear in the other person can lead to small negative in outputs, and for you that is the input. But if you understand that they're just afraid that you have more than they have, then you can maybe think like, oh, I'm sorry that you are saying something stupid to me. I'm sorry that you think that I'm in some way better than you are, and that you're kind of shortcoming on some kind of resources. So so that's what you can think, like, oh, why does he look angry at me? Then you can think like, okay, maybe I look so good and better than he, and he or she will think that that you have more social contacts because of your pretty looks. So you kind of look from a higher perspective to the situation. And this is of course quite hard initially, and I don't do that at the moment, but I have to say that at the moment nobody says stupid things to me, like since a few months, or even when I think about it, never. But I mean, people said stupid things to me, but after thinking about it for a long time, I realized that it was my own problem, of course. It was an internal instead of an external problem, and I solved the internal problem, and now I don't have external problems. So, okay, that's more a general sense. But, okay, so you can think about the reasons why another person says something stupid to you, and we have found, I told you that it can be jealousy or hatred or fear, and fear is the underlying force that forced them to say something stupid to you. But okay, on the other hand, you are also in the process, and that has to do with your interpretation, of course. But okay, your interpretation of why the other person says something stupid to you can solve already something, because now you understand why the other person says something stupid to you. And when you understand it, it's less painful, of course. Okay, now if you can also do something about how you think about these things, such that people really do not say stupid things to you. Okay, obviously you have to behave yourself and not say stupid things to other people, because it will be like a mirror and then you're just asking for it. So that I think it's quite obvious that you should not say stupid things to other people that might hurt them, because then you're just asking for it. I think we are more in the situation that you yourself are really nice to all people, and still there are people that say stupid things to you. So even without any provocation, you still have that problem. So we're in that situation. When you are not afraid anymore of people saying stupid things to you, people will not say stupid things to you eventually. So, I mean, when you're afraid of something, the probability that it will happen increases. That's kind of difficult, and I cannot prove it, but it's my view on things. Because when you're afraid of it, if you are afraid of something, then the universe will give you that event or situation such that you can learn how to deal with it, and you can learn to not be afraid of that kind of event. So when you're afraid of something, the probability increases because you will induce this situation yourself. So when you're afraid that somebody is angry at you, for example, then you might change your behavior such that the person in question will get angry at you. So then you really do it yourself, and even when you don't do it yourself, the universe can make it happen. And this is not always the case, because sometimes it's not really important for you to learn this skill or this situation, and the fear will disappear from itself. But when it's really a hard fear in your life, then it will happen again and again, and some people call this karmic cycles. Like the same situation happens time after time. You try to prevent the situation from happening, but whatever you do, it will appear again, and you have exactly the same problem. So, okay, in the context of people saying stupid things to you, it will happen again and again, until you learned from it. So when somebody says something stupid to you, you have to see it as a learning possibility all the time, every time. So every time when somebody says something stupid to you, it's a learning event, and if you don't learn something about it, okay, you will learn something about it unconsciously, of course, but you also have to learn something about it consciously, how to handle this situation. And I promise you, you get enough of these events until you learned it. So then the karmic cycle stops. But that can take your whole life, or even multiple lifetimes if you believe in reincarnation. So you are in this karmic cycle of people saying stupid things to you, or you're not. You can tell me. Are you entirely free of people saying stupid things about you, and not by being alone? But maybe you are already at this point that maybe not. Okay, the most important thing is how you react internally to this. So, okay, understanding why people say something stupid about you, their fears, but it's also your own fear. So, when you look at it rationally, understand it, then it will eventually just stop. Then there will come another karmic cycle until you learned everything. Okay, I think this is enough for the first movie. So have fun with it. Bye bye.